we now start module 4 of chapter 4. The title of this module is Multi-Valued Functions 2. In our last module, we have discussed about multi-valued function. We note that the methods of investigating the continuity and other properties of multi-valued functions are different for the case of single valued functions. Fortunately, each multi-valued function can be replaced by many single valued functions, and then the properties of multi-valued functions can be discussed as its single valued counterpart. We also define logarithmic function w equal to log z, z not equal to 0, and we see that w equal to log z is a multi-valued function, and this multi-valuedness occurs due to the many values of its argument. In this module, we discuss some properties of logarithmic function of a complex variable z, and we compare the logarithmic function of a complex variable z with the logarithmic function of a real variable x. Then we will discuss about complex exponents and inverse trigonometric function and also inverse hyperbolic functions. We also provide some examples related to this module. Now we go to our presentation. We are discussing about multi-valued functions 2. So, first we prove a result. The most general solution of e to the power w equal to z, z is not 0, is given by w equal to log z equal to ln mod z plus I into argument z plus 2n pi I, which is equal to ln mod z plus I argument z, where n is any integer. So, proof: we set z equal to r e to the power I theta, where r is positive and theta is argument z. Then we obtain e to the power w equal to z implies e to the power u into e to the power I v equal to r e to the power I theta. Comparing, we get e to the power u equal to r and e to the power I v equal to e to the power I theta. This gives u equal to ln r and v equal to theta plus 2n pi, where n belongs to I, the set of all integers, where ln r is the natural logarithm to the base e of a positive real number. Therefore, we have the expression w equal to log z equal to ln mod z plus I into argument z plus 2n pi I, n belongs to I, which has infinitely many values at every z not equal to 0. Now, a remark: since log z is not a uniquely defined function of z, it is appropriate to introduce the principal value of log z for z not equal to 0. For z not equal to 0, we call ln mod z plus I argument z as the principal value of log z. and we denote it by capital log Z. Therefore, the above equation can be rewritten as log Z equal to capital log Z plus 2n pi I, where n belongs to I, the set of all integers. We note that the function w equal to log z, z not equal to 0 is multi-valued, and this multi-valuedness is due to the fact that many values connected with the argument of a complex number. The method for investigating continuity and other properties for single valued functions cannot be used for multi-valued functions. Since a multi-valued function can be considered as a collection of single valued functions, the nature of multi-valued function may then be examined from the point of view of its single valued counterparts. We define a branch of log z to be any single valued function log star z satisfying the identity e to the power log star z equal to z for all non-zero complex values of z. There are infinitely many branches associated with the multi-valued function log z. Each branch is an inverse of the function e to the power z. Among all the branches of log z, there is exactly one branch whose imaginary part, that is argument z, is defined in the interval minus pi to pi. This branch is called the principal branch of log z and is denoted by capital log Z. Each branch of log z differs from the principal branch by a multiple of 2 pi I. Therefore, if log star z is a fixed branch, then we have log star z equal to capital log z plus 2n pi I for some integer n. We note that capital log z equal to ln mod z plus I into argument z, where minus pi less than capital argument z less or equal to pi. This is equation number 3. The restriction in this equation may be viewed geometrically as a cut of the z plane along the negative real axis. This ray is then called the branch cut for the function capital log z. Other branches of log z may be defined by restricting argument z to 2n minus 1 pi less than argument z less or equal to 2n plus 1 into pi, where n is any integer. Next, we examine whether the identity log z1 z2 equal to log z1 plus log z2 is valid in the complex plane, where z1 and z2 both non-zero. Now, for a fixed branch, we have log z1 z2 equal to ln mod z1 z2 plus I into argument z1 z2, and log z1 plus log z2 is equal to ln mod z1 plus ln mod z2 plus I into argument z1 plus argument z2, which is equal to log mod z1 z2 plus I into argument z1 plus argument z2. Since argument z1 z2 and argument z1 plus argument z2 differ by an integer multiple of 2 pi, we can write log z1 z2 equal to log z1 plus log z2 plus 2n pi I, where n is any integer. Again, the property capital log z1 z2 equal to capital log z1 plus capital log z2 does not hold true always, because the choice z1 equal to minus 1, z2 equal to minus 1 serves a simple example for this job. Here, as z1 into z2 equal to 1, we have capital log z1 z2 equal to capital log 1 equal to 0, but capital log z1 plus capital log z2 is equal to twice pi I. So far, we have discussed about logarithmic function of a complex variable z, and we see that among all the branches of many valued function log z, the branch which defined for the interval minus pi to pi is the principal branch of the function w equal to log z, and we denote it by w equal to capital log z. Now, we will discuss complex exponents. We also discussed inverse trigonometric function and inverse hyperbolic functions. We saw that inverse trigonometric function and inverse hyperbolic functions are also multi-valued functions, and this multi-valuedness occurs due to the presence of log in their definitions. Considering principal branch of log z, the functions inverse trigonometric functions and inverse hyperbolic function can be considered as single valued functions. At last, we provide some example relating to this module. Now, we go to our slide presentation. So, we now discuss complex exponents. We recall that there are n distinct complex values associated with w equal to z to the power 1 by n, z not equal to 0. If z equal to r e to the power I theta, then these values are zk equal to r to the power 1 by n e to the power I theta plus 2k pi by n, where k is 0, 1 up to n minus 1. The values of z to the power 1 by n changes as the argument of z takes the values theta, theta plus 2 pi up to theta plus 2 into n minus 1 pi. By restricting argument z to a particular branch, we can get a unique value of z to the power 1 by n. This seems to indicate a link between the roots of z to the power 1 by n and logarithm of a complex number. We may define the function z to the power 1 by n as w equal to z to the power 1 by n equal to e to the power 1 by n log z equal to e to the power 1 by n into ln mod z plus I argument z. This is number 4. Since the logarithm function is multi-valued, the function defined in 4 is also multivalued. Setting argument z equal to capital argument z plus 2k pi, where k is an integer, we see that 4 assumes different values for k equal to 0, 1 up to n minus 1. More generally, if m and n are positive integers with no common factors, we define z to the power 1 by n whole to the power m is equal to e to the power m by n log z, provided z not equal to 0. This too has n distinct values. We now define z to the power alpha for complex values of alpha by z to the power alpha equal to e to the power alpha log z. This is equation number 5. In view of this definition, we see that z to the power alpha is a multi-valued function, provided alpha is not an integer. Replacing log z by capital log z in 5, we obtain the principal value of z to the power alpha as z to the power alpha equal to e to the power alpha capital log z. The principal branch and any other branch of the multivalued function z to the power alpha are obtained from capital log z and log z respectively. So, now we define inverse trigonometric functions. The inverse of sine and cosine functions of a complex variable z equal to x plus iy are defined as w equal to sine inverse z when z equal to sine w and w equal to cos inverse z when z equal to cos w. So, now we prove a result. The inverse trigonometric functions are multivalued functions. So, proof: by definition of sine inverse z, we have w equal to sine inverse z implies z equal to sine w. So, by definition of sine w, we can write z equal to e to the power I w minus e to the power minus I w by 2I, which gives by simple calculation e to the power I w square minus 2 I z e to the power I w minus 1 equal to 0. From this we get e to the power I w equal to I z plus 1 minus z square to the power half, that is I w equal to log I z plus 1 minus z square to the power half. This gives sine inverse z equal to minus I log I z plus 1 minus z square to the power half. This is equation number 6. Similarly, it can be shown that cos inverse z equal to minus I log z plus I into 1 minus z square to the power half. This is number 7. Also, w equal to tan inverse z implies z equal to tan w. This implies z equal to e to the power I w minus e to the power minus I w by 2I by e to the power I w plus e minus I w by 2, which gives I into z equal to e to the power 2 I w minus 1 by e to the power 2 I w plus 1. That is e to the power 2 I w equal to 1 plus I z by 1 minus I z. From this we obtain w equal to 1 by 2 I log I minus z by I plus z, and therefore tan inverse z equal to I by 2 log I plus z by I minus z. This is equation number 8. In view of equation number 6 to 8, we see that sin inverse z, cos inverse z and tan inverse z are multi-valued as the logarithmic function is so. Replacing z by 1 by z in number 6, 7 and 8, we can get the corresponding expression of cosec inverse z, sec inverse z and cot inverse z respectively. The derivatives of sin inverse z and cos inverse z depend on the values chosen for square roots. It happens due to being multi-valued. Therefore, d dz of sin inverse z is equal to 1 by 1 minus z square to the power half, and derivative of cos inverse z with respect to z is equal to minus 1 by 1 minus z square to the power half. The derivative of tan inverse z does not depend upon the way it is made single valued, and we have d dz of tan inverse z equal to 1 by 1 plus z square. So, now we define inverse hyperbolic functions. Inverse of hyperbolic trigonometric functions are defined in an analogous manner as sin hyperbolic inverse z equal to log z plus z square plus 1 to the power half, cos hyperbolic inverse z equal to log z plus z square minus 1 to the power half, tan hyperbolic inverse z equal to half log 1 plus z by 1 minus z. Replacing z by 1 by z in the above three relations, the corresponding expressions for cosec hyperbolic inverse z, sec hyperbolic inverse z and cot hyperbolic inverse z are available respectively. We note that inverse hyperbolic functions are also multi-valued. Now, we consider some examples. Find all the values of 1 plus I to the power 1 plus I. Also mention the principal value. So, here 1 plus I to the power 1 plus I, which is equal to e to the power 1 plus I into log 1 plus I, and which is equal to e to the power 1 plus I into ln root 2 plus I into 2n pi plus pi by 4, and that is equal to e to the power half ln 2 minus 2n pi minus pi by 4 plus I into half ln 2 plus 2n pi plus pi by 4, and this can be written as e to the power half ln 2 minus 2n pi minus pi by 4 into e to the power I into half ln 2 plus 2n pi plus pi by 4, where n is any integer. This gives the general value of 1 plus I to the power 1 plus I. The principal value is obtained from the general value by putting n equal to 0, and is equal to e to the power half ln 2 minus pi by 4 into e to the power I into half ln 2 plus pi by 4. We consider another example. Find all possible values of z to the power 1 plus I equal to 2. So, here z to the power 1 plus I equal to 2 implies e to the power 1 plus I log z equal to 2 equal to e to the power ln 2 plus 2n pi I, where n is any integer. From this we get 1 plus I into log z equal to ln 2 plus 2n pi I, that is log z equal to half ln 2 plus 2n pi minus I by 2 ln 2 minus 2n pi. This gives z equal to e to the power half ln 2 plus 2n pi minus I by 2 ln 2 minus 2n pi, where n belongs to I, set of all integers. Next example, solve the equation cot z equal to 2I. The solution set is given by z equal to cot inverse 2I. We know that tan inverse z equal to I by 2 log I plus z by I minus z. Therefore, cot inverse z is equal to I by 2 log I plus 1 by z by I minus 1 by z, and that is equal to I by 2 log I z plus 1 by I z minus 1. Therefore, z equal to cot inverse 2I, that is equal to I by 2 log 1 by 3. Here we just replace z by 2I. Then we obtain z equal to n pi minus I ln root 3, where n is any integer. So, next example, prove that tan I log a minus ib by a plus ib equal to 2ab by a square minus b square, where ab not equal to 0 0. We know that tan inverse z equal to I by 2 log I plus z by I minus z. Now, replacing z by 2ab by a square minus b square, we obtain tan inverse 2ab by a square minus b square equal to I by 2 log I plus 2ab by a square minus b square by I minus 2ab by a square minus b square, that is equal to I by 2 log a square minus b square minus 2abi by a square minus b square plus 2abi, and which is equal to I by 2 log a minus ib by a plus ib square, and this gives tan inverse 2ab by a square minus b square equal to I log a minus ib by a plus ib. From this we get our desired result. At the end of this module, we came to know about logarithmic function of a complex variable z, the complex exponent, inverse trigonometric functions, and also inverse hyperbolic functions. We see that all the functions discussed here are multi-valued functions. By considering principal branch of log z, we obtain the principal branch of inverse trigonometric function and inverse hyperbolic functions. Some problems are also discussed in this module. For more problems, please see the self-assessment part, and for more details of this module, you can consult any reference books. This ends module 4 of chapter 4.